S-I-D, baby. You ready? Or not? Click on the ones and twos, yeah. SAGU in the place to be. Yeah. Feels good, don't it? Hey. Feels good, don't it? Hey.
Welcome to the SAGU Sports Network. We are live from the Schaefer Center here in Waxahachie on the campus of Southwestern Assemblies of God University. I'm Adam Ferguson, joined by my partner, John Cookman. John, how are we doing this afternoon?
Good evening, Sir Adam Ferguson.
We are moments away from the first half of a doubleheader between John Brown and SAGU, but first, let's go live courtside to Riker Russell, who's with head coach Tiffany Phillips. Riker, down to you.
Thanks, Adam. Coach Phillips, you're coming off a big win against Bacone, and John Brown is coming off a loss against Texas Wesleyan. What's your game plan against the Golden Eagles on your last home game of the season?
Yeah, it's bittersweet, and it's kind of like Lexi Rich Day for us, so we really want to make it about her, obviously, and we want to go out with a win and just play the best that we can today. John Brown's a good team. They haven't had a great year, and those kind of things happen, but we want to make sure that we come out with a little bit better intensity than we did against Bacone, defensively have a little bit better mindset than we did against Bacone, but I think we will. I think it's a good feel around it right now.
Today is senior day, and you mentioned Lexi Rich. Tell us what she has meant to this program on a day that she become the all-time leading scorer for SAGU.
Man, I don't know how to put it into words. It's I've been thinking about it a lot over the last few days, and she's very special to this program. She's obviously changed the program. I think she's one of the best players that has ever played at SAGU, and she's deserved and earned that right. She's worked hard at it. She's given sacrifice and commitment for 4 years, and she's a special person, and she's going to do big things. I'm excited to see where she goes in her life.
Thank you so much. Good luck today. Back to you, Adam.
Thank you, Riker. Thank you, Coach Phillips. We are going to go live courtside for the pregame festivities, including the opening prayer, national anthem, and the announcement of the starting lineups. Don't go anywhere. John Brown versus SAGU coming your way right here on the SAGU Sports Network.
Remove your hats as we honor God in prayer. Then please remain standing and face the flag as we honor our nation. The singing of the national anthem, performed by local singing talent from Midlothian, Texas, and father of Danielle, Mr. Mark Wallace. Heavenly Father, Lord, we thank you for today. We thank you for everything that you do in our lives. Lord God, I ask that you watch over all the players and officials, protect them from all injury and all harm. Lord, we love you, we thank you. It's in Jesus' name I pray. Amen. Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave. And now, the starting lineups for the Golden Eagles. At guard, senior number 2, Sarah Williams. At guard, junior number 4, Taylor Ferguson. At guard, senior number 12, Jordan Martin. At forward, senior number 21, Allie T. And at forward, freshman number 34, Tara Stevens. And coach is Jeff Soderquist. sophomore number 12, Tamara Duro. At forward, junior number 14, Alexis Casher. At guard, senior number 20, Lexi Rich. And at guard, junior number 23, Cindy Metter. Head coach for Lady Lions is Tiffany Phillips. Assistant coach is Eric Wood. And graduate assistant coach is Dottie Nichols.
There you have it, the starting lineups for the John Brown Golden Eagles and the SAGU Lady Lions. John, walk us through the starters for John Brown.
Well, John Brown comes in. They run a little bit of a non-traditional small ball type starting lineup with 3 guards, 2 forwards. Number 2, Sarah Williams from McKinney, Texas. She was homeschooled, Adam. And Taylor Fergan, she's a junior guard from Republic, Missouri. And Jordan Martin, all the way from Bentonville, Arkansas. I think she's one of a closer hometown girl to Siloam Springs there in Arkansas, and where John Brown is, by the way. And Allie Teague, wearing number 21, Berryville, Arkansas, went to Berryville High School. And bringing up the big man in the middle, Tara Stevens. She's a freshman forward from Wyandotte, Oklahoma.
And for the Lady Lions, the typical starting 5 usual suspects: Kiara Glenn from Ennis, Texas, went to Ennis High School. Tamara Duro from Mansfield went to Summit High School. Alexis Casher, Bama, from Irvington, Alabama, Neosho County Community College. Sydney Metter, Denton, Texas, Denton Geyer High School. And then, of course, the senior, Lexi Rich,
who just scored.
San Antonio, Texas, Madison High School round out the starting 5 for the Lady Lions, and they go out to a quick 2-0 lead, and Lexi Rich with her first 2 points of the afternoon, and we're going to keep a close eye on that.
That's right, because she needs just 15 more to set the new SAGU all-time.
15 to tie, 16 to break it.
Well, she just scored 2, right?
Yeah, it was 18 going into the game.
18,
Yep.
I got you. So, 16 to break it, to set the new women's basketball scoring record.
And she goes hard to the hoop, but passes it out, will be fouled, and it will be on the floor. So Lady Lions will retain possession. So you got to look to see that Coach Phillips wants her to get her shots early in this game, try to take that pressure off her back, not trying to break the record with 3 minutes left in the fourth quarter.
There's a great entry pass by Metter, and hits a cutting Duro, who's super quick. She's going to be hard to handle this evening.
Tamara Duro and Kiara Glenn making the guard pairing for the Lady Lions. Casher playing the role of middleman, although they look like they're in a little bit of a 2-3 zone to start this game against John Brown. And JBU gets their first bucket, that off the hands of Tara Stevens, who happens to be the leading scorer for John Brown at 13.5 points a game. Just a freshman, so a bright career ahead of Stevens.
This is definitely a rebuilding year for Coach,
Lexi Rich from 3.
For Coach Soderquist, that we don't usually see these kind of win-loss numbers for JBU women. They are always at the top tier. They're a top-level type program. And so this is definitely a rebuilding year. And you can even see through the season their win-loss record improving through the year. So a lot of bright future for JBU. And coming up, and you just saw Tara Stevens, a freshman.
John Brown likes to shoot the 3 ball as SAGU hits one of their own. They take just shy of 28 3-pointers a game, and they come in shooting just about 34% from 3. So expect them to try to work that 3 ball in their offense. They will line another one up here. That one's no good, a little too strong. Offensive board, JBU keeps possession. Broken up, Metter gets a hand on it. And loose ball is chased down by Teague. Just 5 to shoot here for John Brown. Try to go down low. It's stolen away, tipped away by Glenn. And Bama comes up with it. Here's Metter driving, baseline up. She gets fouled and will go to the line for 2.
That's something that Sydney Metter has done all year. Big improvement from the previous years of her play is just having a good hard-nosed will to get to the basket, understanding that she's going to create fouls and be able to score from the foul line. And she's a fantastic free throw shooter this year, coming in at 88% to this game.
She hits 2 more there, puts the Lady Lions up 12-5, and Coach Soderquist wants a timeout here early. Not even 3 minutes gone. He wants to discuss some strategies with his team on this quick timeout.
The Lions are having their way offensively, doing a lot of scoring. Each possession has counted for the Lady Lions. And Coach Soderquist, one of the legends in NAIA women's basketball, 23 years, I believe, with John Brown University. He knows his way around the strategy of the game, and early timeout here is to make an obvious correction defensively.
23 years and just about 350 wins to go with it. So he absolutely seasoned veteran, and he is, like you said, one of the all-time greats here in the NAIA. John Brown with it now, after Metter goes 2 of 2 from the free throw line and out of the timeout. Good spin in the post, cannot finish. That was Taylor Fergan. SAGU up ahead to go down to Lexi Rich. She jabs, she's gonna pull it from baseline. That's good, Lexi Rich feeling it here early on in this one. 7 points already for the lone senior on this SAGU team.
And on the score watch, for the record, that's 11 more, right?
11 more points to break it. Offensive board here by John Brown, chased down by Jordan Martin. Lexi Rich almost comes away with a steal. 7 to shoot here for John Brown. They're going to line up the 3-ball, and that one is good off the hands of Jordan Martin.
Yep, and that came off of a bit of a broken defensive play by Lexi Rich. She took a gamble, tried to go for the steal at the top of the key, which left her man wide open on the perimeter.
SAGU up 14-8. Long pass to Rich. She's going to pull up from the NAIA logo. That one's no good. Rebounded by John Brown and Sarah Williams. And up ahead are the Golden Eagles. Good pass down low. Stevens, that's easy, but rattles around the rim, rolls around the rim, and falls up with the left from Stevens.
That was a fantastic cut, and coming off of a bit of a broken screen on the other side of the lane, but she made use of it, and the good heads-up play by Williams saw it.
Rich drives, throws up a wild shot. Kasher with the rebound. She puts it back up and in. And we've said this many times. That's really what she is best at.
Offensive rebounds, and definitely leads her squad in offensive rebounds and total rebounds. But in the future, I think you're going to see Miss Kasher probably lead not only the conference, but possibly the nation. She'll be a top 5 rebounder in the nation if she continues working on that part of her game.
Rich drives baseline floater. It comes up short, rebounded by John Brown. Up ahead, here's Jordan Martin. Lauren Baker checks in for the first time for the Lady Lions. Lauren Baker coming off a career-high 19 points Thursday against Bacone. So she looks to keep the hot hand on offense.
And I believe the Lady Lions will need that today. This JBU team is an improving team. So it's not the same team that they saw earlier in the year where they went up to Siloam Springs and won by 10. This is a little bit different, more seasoned ball club in JBU. And I don't think you can just, because that's what you did previously, expect the same outcome. You're going to have to play. Everyone's going to have to play well.
Kasher gets rung up for the foul, just her first of the game. First on the Lady Lions, 2 fouls so far for John Brown. 10 to shoot. Bergen stops, she kicks it back out. They're going to line up a 3-ball. It's good. From the elbow, from that wing, Sarah Williams hits for 3. And SAGU now up 3, 16-13. Pass to the corner for Rich. Hits off the defender, but she's able to bring it in. Drives baseline, kicks it out to Baker. One more pass. DeRoe, she's going to line up a 3 to answer back. She cannot hit. Rebounded by Sarah Williams. Up ahead, here come the Golden Eagles. Try to go down low. It's broken up by Rich, but the loose ball brought in by Fergan. They go down low. Martin tries to go up with the right, and she hits. That one on Lexi Rich, but that's a good move down low in the post from Jordan Martin.
Absolutely, showing her strength. And this is what I mean. You can just tell that there's more confidence in the paint for John Brown.
Lexi Rich with the left, can't hit. Had a good look at it. Split the defenders, maybe was expecting some contact, but now John Brown has a chance to take the lead, and they will have a good chance at it here, as going to the line for 2 shots will be Taylor Fergan, as Tamara DeRoe gets rung up for her first foul. Fergan shoots 75% from the free throw line on the season. And again, she will go to the line for 2 shots. First one, Fergan misses. It's short off the front of the rim.
Well, now she has to hit the next 3.
To even out that average.
Yeah.
Has a chance to tie it, though, here at the moment. 16-15 lead for the Lady Lions. Free throw on the way. That one is no good. Misses off the front of the rim again. So the Lady Lions will keep their lead for the meantime. Still up 1. DeRoe going to drive, kicks it out to Kiara Glenn. Glenn lines up a 3. That's no good. Metter with the offensive board. Metter puts it back up. There was some contact. No whistle. The Lady Lions still have possession. 14 to shoot here for SAGU. Rich. She's going to step back and line up a 3. It's good. Lexi Rich, 10 points here to end the first quarter. Put on a clinic right now on offense for the Lady Lions.
Just 8 more points for Lexi Rich to break the old record and set a new one for scoring.
They go down low. Left-handed shot, no good, off the hands of Haley James. Here's Rich again. She's going to pop from the NAIA logo, and she hits again. My goodness, 13 points in the first quarter, and there's still 2 minutes, 20 seconds left to play.
Well, she's the senior, you know, and she's trying to maybe take care of some of that senior sadness that's creeping in, being one of her last games on her home court. And she wants to go out with a bang, Adam.
Turnaround jumper from Sarah Williams. That is good, pulling the Golden Eagles within 5. 2 minutes left to play here in the first quarter. Metter is going to take a 3 of her own. That one's no good. Kasher tips it out, but loose ball brought in by John Brown. Up ahead here is Fergan. He's going to kick it back out. Long 3 on the way. That one's no good. Offensive board. John Brown puts it back up with the left, up and in. Jessica Goldman gets her first points of the evening.
That was a great follow there by Goldman to crash the board. She actually wasn't in good position when that shot was taken, and so she had to make a slashing type crash, and worked out. She confidently shot the layup and it went in.
3-point lead. Coach Phillips wanted a quick 30-second timeout as we are about a minute and a half away here left to play in the first quarter. John Brown able to keep this one close so far, primarily off the 3 ball. They've been pretty good from 3 to start this game, and like we mentioned, they shoot about 28 a game. So expect to see that a lot more as this one goes along. Jane Carr checks in for the first time for the Lady Lions.
Coach Soderquist over coaching up, making sure everybody knows the number that they need to guard.
Rich pulls a quick 3 and misses, and it's going to go
against
a
Jane
foul
Carr.
against Jane Carr. Yep.
And that was a great box out. Ref there, I think I let that go. That's just hustling for the ball. It's a great box out by the freshman for JBU.
I'm inclined to agree with you there, John. Just good. It's just tough play.
Yeah.
JBU takes over. Here is Stevens. Good pass down low. Up and in,
Oh,
and
my.
the foul. They got her late after the release, did Lexi Rich. That is Haley James.
Let's see if we can see how much contact was here. Looked like Rich came through. Yeah,
body.
a hip check.
So going to the line for a potential three-point play is James. 5 points here for Haley James in the first quarter. Haley James, just a sophomore from right down the road in Arlington, Texas. Product of James Martin High School, misses the free throw. Rebounded by Metter. Baker with it, she gets it to Rich. Lexi thought about a three, but she's going to dribble it out a little bit more. 10 to shoot here for the Lady Lions. She drives. Right-handed floater up and in. Lexi Rich, just a great offensive move there on the possession.
Well, it looked like she's going to set the record in the first quarter. Wow.
And then we see on the other end
That's
a
an
bucket
one.
and the foul from Tara Stevens.
Wow. And she carries this the scoring load for this JBU team. And you see why. I mean, that is just a lot of confidence going to the bucket. And not a really easy shot going straight over the bucket like that. That a lot of times you'll see that either come up way short or a lot long off the back iron and bounce out. Fantastic.
We haven't seen who the foul was called on yet, but regardless, to the line is Stevens.
There it is.
There it is. It's not going to be on Carr, her second foul.
Real quick foul.
Yeah, Stevens from the free throw line is good. She does shoot just under 60% from the free throw line on the season, but she hits that one, completes three-point play, ties it up at 24 apiece. Under 30 seconds left to go here in the first quarter. Rich drives through contact, will go to the line here for two shots. And you said, John, she's looking to try to at least tie that record in the first quarter.
Yep. Well, she definitely has the opportunity. And if she could have buried that one, this one would have been for all the marbles.
That foul is going to go on Jessica Goldman, as Rich hits the first of two. And this next one will tie the record, and she does. Ties the record for career points for SAGU women's basketball. She tries to come away with a quick steal there to try to get a fast break opportunity to end the quarter. They go down low. Kick it to the corner. Here's Stevens. Corner three on the way. That's no good. Misses short. Metter with the rebound. She gets trapped, but that's going to do it for the quarter. And SAGU goes into quarter number two here with a 2-point lead, 26-24, off the hands of Lexi Rich and her 17 points.
Well, let me tell you something, Adam.
Tell me something, John.
That was a quarter of very good offensive play by both teams. Now, not a lot of great defense, but some really, really good offense. And if they stay on this pace, you're going to see somebody break 100 points.
It's not often where you see both teams just about on pace for 100 points. Not often.
No, and neither one of these teams have a plus differential in the win margin column.
Yep.
Both in negative territory, almost the same. SAGU just almost dead even with negative 0.6 differential. And JBU this year comes in with almost 3 points negative 3 points differential. You see the women's basketball score updates as well as the standings. And it's the top 8 teams that advance to the Sooner Athletic Conference Tournament. SAGU, not much at play in this game other than you're playing for your seniors, and Lexi Rich playing for the record for sure. So she's sure to break that now. She's tied it, so I think one point she's going to manage to get to break that. But other than that, everything's going to pretty much stay the same. And SAGU will have to go to the number 1 home spot on Tuesday to shore up a Final Four spot in the
Long three from Lexi Rich. That's no good. That would have been fitting to break the record.
That would have been nice. And I don't think she's thinking that, but I wonder. I wonder if she's thinking what shot she's going to break it with.
JVU works it around. They find themselves an open three. That's no good. Rebound chased down, brought in. It should be a jump ball, and it will be Lady Lions ball off the jump ball. So SAGU will take possession. Still up 2, 26-24. And we look for someone to get the scoring underway here in the second quarter. There is Rich. Jabs, steps back.
Nice.
Oh, good move. The floater, no good, cannot hit. Up ahead, here comes John Brown. And they slow things down a little bit. And then Duro, kind of from her back, fouls Maddie Altman.
Second foul number
This will be
12,
Duro's second
Wood.
foul.
Her second foul.
Duro still playing defense. Got knocked down and just will not give up. And you know Coach Phillips just absolutely loves that in her players.
Down low to Stevens. She kicks it to the corner. Altman lines up a corner three. That's good. Maddie Altman from the corner gives John Brown their first lead of the afternoon, up 1, 27-26.
John Brown staying in it, playing extremely well offensively. This team has a lot of good three-point shooters, 35% and better. There's probably 5 shooters that are between 35 and 41%.
Oh, easily, absolutely. This John Brown team loves a three ball, and they're good at it.
Yeah.
Metter hits on a good baseline drive, and SAGU now off the miss. Three ball from Duro, that's no good. Casher chases down the rebound. We're going to get a foul here on Altman.
That's going to be on the floor, too, so that'll be an inbounds play coming at you. But you might can see this push. Oh, you don't really see it well, but hip check and took Kara Glenn out.
SAGU keeps possession. They inbound it to Rich. He's going to take a pull-up three. That's no good. In and out. Rebounded by John Brown up ahead. Fergan with it. Another three ball on the way. That one's no good. Misses short. And it will go out of bounds. Actually, they're going to call a foul on Fergan, I believe. You see her down low. She pushed here Glenn a little bit trying to get position. But a quick foul. And SAGU will take over. They try to go down low to Metter, but it's stolen away. Good defense there by the Golden Eagles. Up ahead is Fergan.
Oh, great
Long pass ahead,
and
they can't finish the opportunity. But, like you said, great pass. She found Allie Teague. And unfortunately for the Golden Eagles, they just could not finish. Oh, Kara Glenn drives and gets herself an easy look, but cannot hit. Casher with the board.
Casher just, it's insane how well she is able to keep the ball alive, take the ball out of hands. Just her offensive rebounding prowess is really, I haven't seen a women's basketball player any better this year.
But she grabbed that one over 2 people.
Yeah, well, she just took it out of the hands.
Yeah. Coach Phillips wants a timeout, takes a quick 30-second timeout as John Brown just took the lead again here for the second time in the second quarter. 29-28 lead for the Golden Eagles as Tara Stevens.
Great timeout here by Coach Phillips to settle the troops and just remind them what they're supposed to be doing. Don't do anything crazy and relax when you go to the bucket. It was a good take by Kara Glenn.
Yeah.
Just didn't fall. Keep doing it. And trust your swing, as they say in golf. Trust that, the mechanics are going to get you there and it's going to fall for you.
SAGU out of the timeout, still down 1, 29-28 lead for the Golden Eagles. They go down low to Rich. Good backdoor pass to Casher. Up and in, Alexis Casher. Bama Casher hits the shot through contact and will go to the line for potential three-point play. Good pass by Rich.
Wow. Fantastic focus and strength to get that. There's no doubt you've already seen in the first quarter in a couple minutes here of this game how strong Kasher is. Ooh. But a little bit off. I think that was an air ball. It was a little odd from our vantage point to see if it bounced off the rim, but I think it was an air ball.
But they will take the lead now, 30-29 off the Kasher-made bucket. They go down low to Stevens. Stevens on Kasher. Goes
She's
around.
so good. She is so good down there.
Tara Stevens now, that is her 11th point. Just about matching her season average. They get the ball to Rich. Rich drives. Pull-up jumper. That is no good. And then we're going to get Bama, I think, on a foul here. She was trying
Nope. I think they're actually going to put that against JBU.
Looked like a lot of jockeying for position. And they are going to go against JBU. Allie Teague picks up her second foul.
Yeah, and I think if you're a JBU fan, you're arguing they probably got a strong case for an argument of foul against Kasher on that. Although I say just let them play. But there was some creative
Long
content.
three from Rich, short, no good. Metter chases the rebound. Tried to get it to Glenn, but it's picked off. Up ahead, here come the Golden Eagles. Bergen with it. A reset. Williams backing down Glenn. Spins with the left, no good. Rebound chased down by Fergan, so John Brown gets a second chance out of here. A whistle. I don't think the shot clock resets.
Yeah. It looked like it may have frozen.
And we're back now to 18 seconds left on the shot clock. Driving baseline up and in, and the foul. Lexi Rich is going to get rung up for another one here. That is Jordan Martin driving and finishing through contact.
This is a great move. Yeah, very little, minimal contact. Maybe looked a little different down there on the floor. Easy for us to see in replay there, but nonetheless, she gets the and one.
Martin hits the foul shot. You're right, and they take a 4-point lead here against the Lady Lions. Biggest lead of the afternoon for John Brown and the Golden Eagles. Rich looking on the offense. He gets it to Metter. 9 to shoot here for SAGU. Pass is broken up. Intended for Kasher. Up
great
ahead.
pass.
James. Left-handed layup, no good. Kasher with the rebound. Baker had some help. Kicks it out to Metter, but she steps out of bounds with possession.
Interesting.
Maybe get a good look at that one. Drives baseline.
Yep.
Tough to tell there.
It
right?
was. He was in the way, but from the angle of the leg, it did look like she just completely stepped out of bounds.
The SAGU will still trail by 4 here with 5 gone, 5 to play in the second quarter. Kick it to the corner, Fergan now. And reset, try to swing it around, set up some offense. Oh, good pass. James, baseline jumper. That is no good. In and out. Rebounded for a second by Duro, but then knocked away by Fergan. Out of bounds. SAGU takes possession.
That's one of those, you want to make a 911 call and report a robbery.
Robbery.
That was down and somehow came out.
Here's Duro. She drives, pulls up, and that is good. Tamara Duro. What a move. Three ball from Fergan is good.
Beautiful looking shot.
Taylor Fergan extends that lead to 5 now for John Brown. Metter drives baseline. Tries to go low to Kasher. Kasher gets it knocked away. It'll be out of bounds off SAGU.
Coach Soderquist is beside himself saying, how is Yep, and he's dead on. That went out on Casher.
Netter is going to drive, 5 to shoot. She goes up with it, cannot hit. Rebounded by Fergan, up ahead. Driving up and in, and John Brown is rolling right now. Jordan Martin.
They're looking really, really strong offensively.
Martin now in double figures with 10 points off of that layup, and we are just about 3.5 left to play in the second quarter. John Brown up 7, 39-32. Good pass down low to Glenn, and Glenn gets it swatted away by Stevens. Good defense there by
Stevens not only showing her offensive prowess, but she's a powerhouse on the defensive end as well.
10 to shoot for the Lady Lions. Metter leaves it for Rich. She's going to pull up. That's a 2, and she hits, and that will give Lexi Rich the record as she gets her 19th point. And she receives an ovation from the crowd. The senior breaking the record with her 19th point.
I like to say it like she's setting the record now.
Set the record, absolutely.
It's hers, and now she's got a little more time the rest of this game, and definitely one more tournament game, and depending on what they do there.
Try to extend the record.
Yeah, she's got some opportunity to really set the bar even higher.
She's going to pull it for another 3. That's good. Lexi Rich, the scoring will not stop. I promise you that. As she brings SAGU within 4, 41-37. Lexi Rich back-to-back shots. One was a 2, the other was a 3. But Lexi Rich starting to heat up here in the second quarter with just under 2.5 to play.
Yeah, and you were just kind of wondering when that would happen. And it felt a little forced because, and I wonder if there's some psychological stuff going on. You're trying to get it. And I think she had to just kind of relax into the game and forget that it was at hand. And now you see, now it's over, and then a big 3-point splash. And I think you're going to see some her come back to life as far as scoring is concerned here in the second quarter.
And she had a couple of shots go halfway down here in the second quarter. So it was just a matter of time before they started to fall. But give her 22 points and the record to not quite cap off an incredible 4-year career. Not yet, as they go down low to Martin and she scores, but an absolutely incredible 4-year career here for Lexi Rich, again hailing from San Antonio, Texas, and Madison High School product. So again, congratulations to Lexi Rich, as we will see her continue to extend that record as we go along these last couple of games. But for now, SAGU trails 43-37, under 2 minutes to play here in the second quarter. They've got 6 to shoot. Rich drives, floater no good. Rebound brought in by Fergan. No look pass to Martin. Martin drives. She's going to get fouled as Casher cut off her path to the basket. Just kind of turned her back on her. Instead, try to finish
literally a bowling ball coming right through here, knocking the pins over. That's a strike. Or at least a spare pickup.
Going to the line here for 2 shots will be Jordan Martin, a 71% free throw shooter. Hits the first. Martin, one of 3 seniors for Coach Soderquist, as she hits both of the free throws, 2 of 2 from the line. Gives her 14 points, a team leading 14 points. Eight-point lead here for the Golden Eagles, 45-37. Glenn with it. He's going to drive, kick it out. Metter is going to take a corner 3 of her own. That's no good, but fouled as she lands. And Sydney Metter, who, as you mentioned earlier, just around 88% free throw shooter, will go to the line here for 3 shots.
Yeah, and I'm not even going to say it. I'm just not going to even, because every time I do, there's a miss that follows.
Metter hits the first. That foul will go against Lisa Van Overberg.
And these are big here. Metter needs to hit them. and get this game back to 5.
And Metter hits the second. Third on the way from Metter, and she goes 3 of 3. Boy, it was weird to be quiet during those free throws. We didn't want to jinx
Absolutely,
her.
I'm not saying anything.
45-40 lead now for John Brown and the Golden Eagles. Just about a minute left to play in the first half. John Brown shooting the ball well here, has taken advantage of a lot of fast break opportunities in this second quarter. Here's James driving on Kasher. Kicks it to the corner. Van Overberg drives baseline. She kicks it to the corner. Martin's going to line up a 3. That's no good. Air ball, and that will be a shot clock violation.
Yeah.
Good defense there by the Lady Lions.
Yeah, the clock was ticking down, so the pressure was to get that three-point shot up very quickly. And so it was a little more of a shove than a shot, and it just went way long.
SAGU's got a chance to cut into this lead as we approach 30 seconds left to play in the second quarter. We get a whistle and an offensive foul going against the Lady Lions. That's going to be Kiara Glenn. They get on the foul.
Wow. Let's see. Oh, yeah.
She extended the arm.
Extended it.
So John Brown, shot clock is turned off.
Holding for the last shot. Kiara Glenn. Got to be careful.
Pesky defense. Can she outrun her? She drives for the ball. And a backcourt violation. So John Brown turns it over.
Yeah, and it was just the presence, the pesky presence. So that was not tipped by Kiara Glenn, so that made it the backcourt violation. And kind of a huge gamble for Kiara Glenn there, because she had just gotten a foul here with 20 seconds left in the first half.
5 to shoot here for the Lady Lions. Duro is going to drive, takes the shot. It's good. Tamara Duro hits, and that will do it for the first half.
I can't tell you how huge that is for the Lady Lions. And they needed a spark, the momentum going their way. They were down 8 points and now down just 3, and down 8 points with about 40 seconds left. And that was a huge 3 possessions.
We're going to go live courtside as Riker Russell is with assistant coach Eric Wood. Riker, down to you.
Thanks, Adam. Coach, John Brown is shooting around 50% from the field. What's your plan to counteract this in the second half?
Yeah, we can't keep helping off so much, and then we're allowing too much penetration and movement off post-ups, so they're just kicking it out, and then we're getting sucked in so much that they're making us breathe a whole lot. So they're getting sucked in, they're kicking out, then hitting those threes. So we got to do a better job of staying outside and then closing out a lot harder.
Lexi Rich has broken the record for all-time leading scorer. What's it been like coaching a player of her caliber the past couple years?
It's been easy. With a player as skilled as her, it's easy to coach. It's easier to have her come off of all kinds of different screens, and whether she's go ISO or whether you need her to do whatever, it makes it easy to coach. So.
Thank you so much, Coach. Back to you, Adam.
Thank you, Riker. Thank you, Coach Wood. John, is that the best compliment you can get as a player, saying the way you're a coach is easy?
Yeah. Not much. There's not much going on. But she was seasoned when he got here. He is a fantastic coach. And in the gym, constantly working on drills and creating a better player. And also his personality creates a better player experience. He's a great player's coach and such an asset for Coach Phillips. I just, every time I hear Eric Wood talk, it just brings a smile to my face.
Well, there you have it. That's going to be the first half. Don't go anywhere. Half number 2 coming your way. SAGU trailing by 3. John Brown, Lady Lions. Second half coming your way right here on the SAGU Sports Network.
In the recruiting process, we went to a lot of NCAA, D1, D2, D1 AA, FCS, FBS, just all of them. And it's quite a process. And what we like about the NAIA is that's what they're focusing on, is the student athlete and their character and their future, and it's about them.
Leadership is influence, and there are those who are going to be gifted at it, that God's given them that gift and in that role, and so it's very important that they know how to lead according to the leading of the Spirit.
You may sense a gifting from God to leadership within the church or wherever, the marketplace, but still it would be a good thing for you to receive academic training in that.
The MOL is all about that. It's about helping people discover their giftedness, have a sense of purpose and mission.
It's a 12-course, 36-hour degree concerning organizational leadership.
I do some work as a consultant for the Texas Police Chiefs Association, and I run a leadership academy for them. But I didn't have the credentials other than self-study.
It meets the need for those who are leading ministries or churches.
There's people in there who aren't pastors, who are business people, who are in all kinds of education fields and law. We've had lawyers, we've had military people.
From school teachers to administrators to pastors, associate pastors, leaders of nonprofits, leaders of for-profits. With digital efficiency.
Professors were phenomenal. The way they lay out the course, the way they create safety in that room for you to be who you really are. That's what's important. Leaders need to be authentic. They taught us how to be compassionate, how to be vulnerable, how to be transparent.
But we recognize that there are people on the field who may not be professors, but they've got something to say. So we have two different kind of MOL programs. We have that it can be totally online, or we have what we call an executive MOL, where we bring in a practitioner.
Learn how to manage people from your heart, not just from your head.
And for 3 days, they have an opportunity to hear the passion, the heartbeat of an energized leader. They have an opportunity to rub shoulders with and hear from someone who is doing it from the field.
When I came on campus, it was like a retreat to me. It was refreshing. It was to sit in that room with other practitioners, and we're talking God the entire time. We're talking leadership and we're talking God.
Some people go, are you a born leader or are you not a born leader? Well, I think there's some people who have giftings, that they have a gift like that, but everyone should be able to grow in it. And so you may be not so good, you can become good. And there's others that are gifted, but all of us need to grow and be able to influence for good.
Honey, have you applied to that school yet?
Not really into purple.
SAGU. Never say no to a lion.
I go back to J.C. Watt's definition of character that he was taught by his grandmother when he was a little boy. He said, character is doing the right thing when nobody's looking.
We felt the best way to change human behavior was not necessarily to always be on people's backs, but rather it was to catch them doing something right and to reinforce it.
What we're looking for is students in the church leadership program and any of our vocational ministry programs is somebody who has a passion for Christ, a passion for people, somebody who has an element of seriousness, but they'll be transparent and be people of integrity.
I'm looking for students that are going to invest their lives in the life of a student that says, I know how tough adolescence can be.
This degree is tailor-made for that unique life, trying to help individuals really learn all that goes into the unique realities of church leadership.
What we've done is make this degree a great combination. They're able to pick and choose various ministry classes and really get a wide range, a well-rounded view of church life. It's like build your own degree if you feel the desire or the calling.
We're equipping students that if in 10 years they say, well, God's moving me out of youth ministry, out of children's ministry, well, they can become some other type of associate. They can go into pastoral ministry.
We're increasing the internship component that goes alongside this degree. And so, this gives a good potential. A student can be plugged into a single church for 3 semesters. They could be plugged into 3 different churches.
If it's children and family classes, then, for example, there's one called Creative Methods, ballooning, juggling, clowning, all of those kinds of things that we're going to cover. We also have a course called Issues in Childhood and Family Life. How do we do care for people who've gone through abuse and neglect and divorce and all the tough things that come in life, especially in the lives of kids?
I discovered that along with other things that I had been doing.
And in pastoral leadership, they're going to get courses such as ministerial ethics. They're going to get courses like pastoral leadership itself, but then they'll also pick up things like hermeneutics and systematic theology to go along with preaching courses and pastoral counseling courses.
They're going to be learning, some of the practices of ministry, certainly, how to communicate, how to lead a service, how to, develop ministry, but they're also going to learn a lot about dealing with people, things like how to help a church turn around one that's been struggling, or how to plant a new ministry.
Whenever I talk to freshmen, I say, don't think that you're purchasing a 4-year degree. Said you're investing in a lifelong relationship. Ministry can be a very lonely place, and our role is that they know they always have a friend at Southwestern.
Ministry is not necessarily the easiest thing they'll get into, but it's something that they commit themselves to, not because of it's a profession, but because it's a passion in their heart.
Jesus gave us a lot of indications of that, showing us that in His kingdom, leadership will operate differently than it does in the world around us. The sense of servant leadership, working with individuals who maybe at times are in deep distress, trauma, great need. So degrees in church leadership are there to help address that.
try to think of, how a kid will view me on the court, and what I want them to see, in my mind, is someone who has a ton of fun doing it, who does what's right and does his best every time he steps on the floor.
Where online makes really good sense is when you're kind of not the typical, I just graduated from high school and I want to have a college experience.
I chose distance education because I was busy. I mean, I knew that our lives were kind of all over the place, everything that we were doing, and I wanted something that was flexible.
My degree at SAGU allowed me to still be a mom and an educator and get my degree online. I was able to tuck my kids into bed and get everything that I needed to get done, and while laundry was going, I was studying.
If you have any questions, certainly give me a call and shoot me an email, and I'll be glad to help any way I can.
We have an asynchronous program, so videos are going, students are accessing the course on their own schedule, which is a convenience of online education. So the online provides the way to get the academic credit that you need to advance your career path, advance your learning and your skills.
Well, a lot of what we were doing with our resident assistants was preparing them to teach their halls. And then, of course, I'd have the opportunity to teach as well. So I was training, but then I was also teaching the whole dorm. And so I found that a lot of the tools that I was getting from my classes was really helping me to prepare my RAs and to prepare myself to minister to our students.
My master's degree in education at SAGU allowed me to have a bigger influence on more than just students, but also educators. With the door that this degree opened, I was able to take this position that really didn't exist before I graduated, and I was able to move into that.
In SAGU's philosophy, we want to connect students with a faculty member that is curating the content, and they are providing the content we feel is important for that particular course the way that it is presented in SAGU's distinctive.
I loved the way that they would give you quality feedback. It's not just a grade, but I want to know what you think about my work.
My professor was fabulous, just was always there for me that entire semester, and I was able to graduate exactly when I expected to.
The fact is, there is no...
Welcome back as we are moments away from the second half. Let's take a look at some of those first half stats that tell the story as to why the Lady Lions are trailing by 3. John, walk us through this a little bit.
John Brown came in with the game plan to go down low a lot, and they did. Although they are a very good three-point shooting team, they did a great job just shooting in general, and I think a lot of that was because they got so many paint points. And they went to the line and converted, and they did all the things right. So they're on a 90-point scoring pace for the game, and that is nearly 23 points better than their season average.
Absolutely. So the Golden Eagles will start with possession here in the second half, and we are underway. Again, John Brown, if you're just joining us, with a 3-point lead here on the Lady Lions. And they look to continue the trend, go down low to James. Left-handed shot, no good. Kasher comes away with the rebound. Lexi Rich up ahead with it. Gets it to Metter. Metter drives baseline. Floater is good. Sydney Metter.
Very nice move from the baseline there. That's a tough shot, Adam, with no backboard possibilities. You got to just get it just right. In traffic, that was a high degree of difficulty.
Lady Lions pull within 1, 45-44. They go down low. Turnaround jumper, that's no good. Catches no rim. Rebound by Glenn. It was Jordan Martin on the shot. Giroux up ahead, gets it blocked. She wanted a foul called. And she comes away with a steal. That is good hustle by Giroux. All the way back.
Speedy.
Here's Rich. She's going to stop and pop a 3. That's no good. Rebounded by Teague. Long pass ahead, brought in, but then saved for the moment, but right into the hands of Kiara Glenn. Look out from behind. Oh, Glenn almost loses it.
And the referees are breathing a sigh of relief here because that was a lot of up-down pace. And you can see the referees lagging back just a little bit.
Kiara Glenn misses the straightaway 3, so the deficit will remain at 1 for the time being for the Lady Lions. Fergan drives baseline, up and in off the
Wow.
glass, and good. Taylor Fergan, that's a good move.
Yeah, and she showed a little bit of that in the first half as well, that if she gets isolated onto one side, it's wide open. She can usually beat her defender and get a good look at an easy basket.
Fergan comes into this afternoon as the second leading scorer for the Golden Eagles. Rich with a step-back jumper. That's no good. Rebounded by Teague. Up ahead, here comes John Brown with the three-point lead now. A foul is going against Duro.
I'm going to have to severely disagree with that call. That was a great pick, solidly there, and Duro just hit her pretty hard and moved her, so that was not a moving pick by any means. That would have been a good no-call situation.
John Brown will keep possession. 7 to shoot for the Golden Eagles. I'm not sure if they realize. They get the shot off, no good. Lexi Rich with the rebound. Up ahead to Metter. Metter drives, gets bumped, puts the shot up, and it doesn't fall. And John Brown comes away with the loose ball. Fergan gets it to James.
Crowd was wanting a little bit of a travel call because she was on the floor with no feet planted.
Down low to Williams. They're going to line up a three from Fergan. That's no good, short. And Metter with the rebound. Duro looking to set up the offense. And they do get it to Rich. Rich with 22 points. Goes down low to Metter. Layup up and in. Sydney Metter.
Little two-game there on the side worked out. There was some bad spacing to start that playoff that caused Duro to pick up her dribble. Then they got it worked out. And it was a great entry pass by Lexi Rich and an even better finish. Inside turn there by Sydney Metter and the completion of the bucket.
John Brown's going to bring up for a foul. That one on Taylor Fergan, offensive foul. So SAGU will take over down 1.
Coach Soderquist not happy about that call at all. Working the referees just a little bit.
Metter's pass, it gets away off the knee of John Brown. And then they say it goes out on SAGU. Not sure how that would have gone off of Lady Lion. It went right off the knee.
Oh, they're saying it grazed.
They overturned the call.
And Lexi Rich, what? That didn't hit me.
They overturned the call and say SAGU keeps possession.
Yeah.
Glenn drives with it. 8 to shoot. Kasher with the open layup, and it's good. Good pass from Metter down low to Kasher.
Metter not only can score great down in the paint, but she can throw a good entry pass as well.
SAGU up 1, their first lead since early in the second quarter. Rich leaves it for Metter. 3-ball on the way, no good. Duro tries to come down with the rebound. Out of bounds off the hands of Ali Teague. So SAGU will keep possession. Deep 3 from Metter.
Well, and that's a shot that Metter can hit, so not a bad shot. Really, you're that open. Coach Phillips wants Metter to shoot that every time.
Glenn drives, goes through contact, can't finish. Rebounded by Teague. They go down low to Stevens. Stevens loses it. Wants a foul. Soderquist is going crazy, and he's going to get a technical foul because of it. He is not happy. And we're going to, there you see Soderquist at the bottom of your screen.
Yep, and Soderquist, he quickly ran to the bench and sat down in complete frustration because he's just arguing for his player, and you know, we know the history for Coach Soderquist. He's a great coach, and I didn't really see anything that would have warranted a technical foul. But the black and white stripes all year consistently have been a good bit more sensitive in receiving what the coaches and players have said to them. So I don't know if that's a concentrated effort overall by all the referees union to crack down on that a little more. But we've seen it go both ways in this gym. We've had several of the SAGU players actually get ejected from the games just for what they said or reacted to.
They swing it to the corner. Fergan fakes, and then she finds herself open for three. That's no good. Duro with the rebound up ahead. Has Baker to the left. Leaves it for Metter. Metter thought about it for a second. Duro goes around defense, keeps her dribble. What a job by Duro. Leaves it for Lexi Rich, and she can't hit. Metter with the rebound. Shot clock did not reset. She puts it back up and in. Interesting offensive series there for the Lady Lions.
Metter with 6 points in the third quarter already, and she's up holding her end of the deal offensively.
16 points in the game for Metter. Foul and the bucket for Stevens. Will go to the line here for a three-point play as she drove on Kasher.
You're going to see Kasher right here. She keeps her hands low, and you got to start out with your hands up, and let the referees know you're not going to be reaching if you don't want to get that foul call.
Stevens' free throw is no good. Rattles around, but an offensive board for John Brown. Here's Stevens. She drives. Scoop layup up and in. Tara Stevens gets herself 4 quick points.
She's just so good. And, you know, John Brown fans are elated to know she has 3 more years after this season is over.
17 points for the freshman Tara Stevens. Baker tried to get it to Metter, but it's poked away. And John Brown will take over here, down 1, 52-51. Kasher, good defense down low on Stevens. Thought about a long three, did Jordan Martin. Teague is going to pull up from three. That's no good. Lexi Rich with the rebound. Rich floater off the glass, up and in. Lexi Rich, good move. Puts SAGU back up three. Stolen, and a foul is going to be called on John Brown. The inbound pass was stolen by Duro. Oh, good hands by Duro. And then a collision. That foul is going to go against Fergan. Lexi Rich takes the inbound pass. Looks to break down her defender. She tries to go down low to Kasher, but it gets tipped by Williams. Kasher, good job again down low on Stevens. Keeps that front position. They get it to Stevens. She backs Kasher down, kicks it out. Three ball on the way is good. Sarah Williams.
That was a bit awkward looking. I didn't expect that to actually go in.
Well, she ties it up at 54 apiece. On the three ball, Sarah Williams. One of these seniors for Coach Soderquist. Duro takes a three. That's good. She answers back with the three of her own. Quick pull up, straightaway three. She nails it. Driving, kicks it back out. Three ball on the way from Teague. That's good. Wow. Allie Teague.
It's raining threes in the Schaefer Center right now.
3 threes in a row here between both teams. Tie ball game, 57-57. Rowe looking to go down low to Kasher. She gets it, loses it, and it goes out of bounds. It will be SAGU ball. It goes off a John Brown player.
And that's where Kasher, the freshman, will grow up here. And next year, you probably will see her survey the land just a little bit better before she just goes strong to the basket, and fortunate that it went off on a JBU player.
Rich straightaway three. That's no good. Rebounded by Teague. Glenn gets hit with a screen. Driving is Williams. Layup up off the glass. No good. Kasher with the rebound. Had a good chance at had an open shot there for Williams. Just could not finish the layup. Metter lines up a corner three. That is very short, well short off the hands of Metter. Now up ahead, here comes John Brown to the corner. Driving, they leave it for Williams. They swing around one more time. Three ball on the way is no good. That off the hands of Martin. Under a minute to play, 45 seconds. Lexi Rich with a tie ball game, 57-57.
Both teams kind of going into this perimeter game, shooting a lot of 3 points in the last 3 minutes of this quarter. And there you go. You see, let's go back to the basics here. Let's run a play that creates a drive, a dribble drive to the bucket. And when you do that, good things happen for the most part. And now Kiera Glenn gets to shoot 2 shots for free.
Third foul, rather, for Allie Teague. First of 2 shots for Glenn. That one's no good, a little long. So the best she can do here is give the Lady Lions a 1-point lead. Second free throw on the way from Glenn is good. 58-57 lead for the Lady Lions. Coming up on 30 seconds left to play here in the third quarter. See if John Brown tries to hold the ball and milk some of this clock. They're trying to go down low to Stevens. Kasher playing good defense. Kasher goes to the floor, but getting her own rebound to Stevens. She misses the second shot, but she gets fouled. So she will go to the line here for 2 shots. They're going to get Lauren Baker on a foul.
Second foul, number 5, Lauren Baker.
Oh, yeah, she came down, swatted at the ball, and just missed.
And that was a good heads-up play. There you go, good free throw shooting. I was going to say that's a good heads-up play by Stevens to go in, use the body to kind of clear out a little bit, create some contact, and maybe you could get a foul, but Kasher had flopped out early, and she had an open shot. She just missed it.
She hits both free throws and gives John Brown a 1-point lead, 59-58. Here with 12 seconds left to go, now under 10 in the third quarter. 4 seconds. Glenn pulls up a shot way off, and that will do it. Jump ball is going to be called with 0.3 seconds left. And it will stay with the Lady Lions. But
that's actually kind of unfortunate for the Lady Lions, because you can't technically get a shot off in 0.3 seconds. So they lose the possession arrow. And
they tried to get it quick to Lexi Rich.
And she did a good job really trying to get it off. But kind of a little high and tap to create a shot. At least hit the rim, but really that's unfortunate because they lose the possession arrow.
Yep. Going into the fourth quarter here, you see the other action around the Student Athletic Conference. Oklahoma City blowing out Oklahoma Panhandle, 62-36. Wayland Baptist having their way with Southwestern Christian, and then USAO leading in a tight one against Central Christian, and then MacU leading Langston. And then you see the game currently going on in the Schaefer Center, as well as the up-to-the-minute standings here in the Student Athletic Conference.
We didn't really talk about this, but there was a little shake-up on Thursday night in the plains of Texas, Plainview, and Wayland Baptist got a huge win over the #1 team in the nation. And we were able to see a little bit of that. It was highly questionable. A lot.
From what we're hearing.
A lot of referee involvement to get that win for Wayland Baptist.
Yep.
But, you know, it's hard to go with a perfect season. somebody's going to target you, and I think Oklahoma City felt real targeted in that particular matchup with the coach, I believe, getting ejected from the game in frustration.
Good job by Stevens to keep control of the ball as Lexi Rich got a hand on it, but Stevens able to get to the basket and finish, giving John Brown a 3-point lead, 61-58 here with that first bucket in the fourth quarter. Long pass to Baker. Baker drives baseline. A little bit of contact down low, but no call.
Yep, no call, but little Lauren Baker made a great move and then just got pounded from the back.
Here's John Brown on offense, still holding on to a 3-point lead. Losing it for a second, they've got 12 to shoot. SAGU playing good defense here this possession. 5 to shoot now for the Golden Eagles. Up off the glass,
wow.
Up and in. Good move there by Maddie Altman.
Things just going the right way for JBU. They are playing excellent offense and converting a lot of their attempts.
Kasher looking to try to drive, but she leaves it for Metter. 10 to shoot here for the Lady Lions. Rich fakes, drives, steps back, fakes again. Rich, floater, no good. Kasher with the board, up off the glass. Alexis Kasher.
Huge.
So good.
Yeah,
so
that was a huge offensive rebound and put back. And I didn't see who called that timeout. I believe it was SAGU that called that timeout.
Full timeout here for Coach Phillips as Kasher pulls her squad back within 3. 63-30 lead for John Brown and the Golden Eagles. John Brown, after a struggling season, is doing a good job here of hanging with the Lady Lions. You mentioned it earlier, not a ton of position to be gained or lost here from this outcome in the Student Athletic Conference. The Lady Lions have clinched their way into the Student Athletic Conference tournament and can't really do much better and definitely can't do worse. They will at least finish with that 8th seed. So John Brown just looking to break even on the season, or not break even, but rather get that 10th win on the season, go to 10-19. Just try to finish on a positive note for Coach Soderquist as they head into next year with a prolific scorer as a freshman in Tara Stevens. Just looking, again, positive note here for John Brown if they can pull out a victory here in Waxahachie.
Yeah, and like we had said earlier in the first half, this is a JBU team on the come up.
Yep.
And getting better with every game, and that would be to be expected for a Coach Soderquist coach team.
Haley James is going to line up a 3. That's way off. Rebounded by Glenn. Up ahead, pass for Metter. Metter drives through contact. Cannot finish. It spins around the rim. It felt like 2 or 3 times, but cannot fall. Tough break there for the Lady Lions.
That looked like it went all the way down and somehow came back up. And that's happened twice today in that
good
basket.
Defense by DeRoe, and she's going to get rung up for a foul. I thought that looked like pretty good defense down low.
She covered her up with her hands right there.
Got the arm on the just swing. Yep.
So tempting to go for that ball.
DeRoe with her 4th foul, so we'll keep an eye on that. We'll see what they do throughout the fourth quarter. To the line here for 2 shots is Sarah Williams. Misses the first. Second free throw on the way here from Williams. And she hits the second free throw. 1 of 2 from the line that trip.
Creates a 2-possession difference in the score.
Kasher leaves it for Glenn. Contact. Glenn goes to the floor, but it will be a foul against John Brown. And they will get Maddie Altman with her second foul. 4-point lead here for John Brown and the Golden Eagles, 64-60. They get the inbounds pass to Lexi Rich. She jabs, drives, kicks it. Oh, too high of a pass for Kiara Glenn.
Well, she had to go over the defense, and this team is fairly tall that Coach Soderquist has fielded right now. That front court is much bigger than the Lions' front court.
They actually get a foul on Lexi Rich, the offensive foul on the pass. So give her her 3rd foul of the afternoon. Has not checked out of this game yet. Has played all 3 quarters and then 3 minutes here in the 4th. She comes over with the steal there as the ball is lost. Leaves it for Metter. Metter drives. Gets hit, but leaves it for Durow. Glenn drives. Oh, good 2-step. She could not finish, but Casher
again
doing what she does best, cleaning up the offensive boards and putting it back up for points. 10 points for Casher. That's a big one.
I believe all 10 of those points have come off of offensive rebounds.
Would not be surprising. Stevens cannot hit the jumper. Durow crosses over, off the glass, up and in. Tamara Durow. And a timeout by Coach Soderquist as the Lions, the Lady Lions, are able to tie it up at 64 apiece.
That's a great timeout by Coach there to not just wait it out. Sometimes coaches will wait that out and just see and wait till they go down to call that timeout. But it is a critical point in the game, and you want to save your timeouts in case you need them at the end. And this is looking like it's going to be one of those games that could come down to some final decision-making in the final seconds.
2 timeouts apiece for both John Brown and SAGU. As we are just about 3.5 gone here in the 4th quarter. Tie ball game, 64 apiece. After the bucket from Durow. John Brown brings it up. Stevens taking a break on the bench. We'll see her take a couple of minute break here to try to close this one out. 3 ball on the way from John Brown. It's good. Allie Teague hits from the elbow. Puts John Brown back up 3, 67-64. Long pass for Rich. She's going to step back and hit a 3 of her own. No good. Out of bounds, it will go to John Brown. Lexi Rich tried to answer back with the 3 ball of her own and came up just a little too strong. So John Brown takes over possession up 3. They go down low to James. James gets double teamed. Durow tips it but cannot come away with it. Fergan down low, dribbles around, 10 to shoot here for John Brown. 3 ball on the way, that is no good. Ball goes out of bounds, it will be SAGU ball. Good defense there by the Lady Lions. The ball got worked around. Fergan did a good job of driving baseline and finding an open teammate in Jordan Martin. Martin just could not hit the 3-pointer. The lead will remain at 3 for John Brown as we are halfway through this 4th and final quarter. They go down low to Rich. She gets double teamed. Good pass, finds Glenn. Glenn up off the glass, no good. Casher with the rebound. Tries to go up with it, gets fouled. So Casher will go to the line here for 2 shots. But again, what can you say? Alexis Bama Casher was so good on those boards.
And that was her 11th rebound. And she's got a double-double.
Double-double. Got the chance to get a couple more points here, does Casher.
It's not often a player that you have a player that plays all the time that out-rebounds her scoring.
Yeah.
You know, and she consistently does that. But she's still an asset on the scoring side of things. So a lot of times you see a prolific rebounder, not really a scorer. That's just their one job. But she does both great. And I think in her career, You will probably want to watch. She might get the most double-doubles if she stays on this path.
Absolutely. John Brown now up 2 after Kasher goes 1 of 2 from the line. Williams kicks it out, 9 to shoot here for John Brown. They reset. They got to get something going here quickly. 5 to shoot. Williams crosses over Rich. And that is going to be a travel. Yeah. Good defense there by the Lady Lions. They kept the ball on the perimeter the entire time.
Yeah.
Great defense.
Really ramped up defense. The best of the night. And I think you're going to see Coach Phillips start to urge her team to pour it on.
2-point lead for John Brown. Coming up on 4 left to play. 4 minutes left to play here in the fourth quarter. Rich with it. Jabs. He's going to pull up for 3. That's no good. Rebounded by Allie Teague. Lexi Rich with 26 points. Was trying to add 3 more. Came up just a bit short. They go down low. Gets poked at by Glenn. Kicks it out to the corner. 3 ball. That's no good. Rebounded by Teague. Up and cannot finish. And then a foul is going to go against Kasher. And that's Kasher's 4th foul. So 2 players now for SAGU with 4 fouls in Durow and Kasher.
Big decision coming up for Coach Phillips as to how to play this with Kasher, because there's a lot of time left.
And there we see the cautious play of Kasher. Doesn't want to foul out, allows Stevens to get an easy bucket.
And they're just playing to win the war, not the little battles that are going on. So sometimes you have to give up certain battles to win the war. And that was an example of that.
Tamara Durow hits a straightaway 3. Brings the Lady Lions within 1, 69-68. John Brown.
And Kasher on.
And there we see a ball thrown away there by John Brown and Jordan Martin. So it will be SAGU ball. Was trying to go down low to Stevens.
Yeah, and Kasher doing a good job. Got in front of Stevens, but what a risky type play here with this much time to keep Kasher on Stevens, their most prolific scorer. And you know they're going to be looking at her because they need to get Kasher out of this game.
Lexi Rich from the elbow is able to hit and give SAGU a lead. 28 points for the senior in her final home game.
And now they've made the switch. Kasher is no longer, they've got Metter.
Very good defender, Metter is.
Yes.
They go down low. Here's Stevens. Goes cross court with it. Teague is going to line up a 3. No good. Rebounded, tipped, brought in by Glenn. Good board, right place, right time for Kiara Glenn. And she leaves it for Rich. Long pass to Metter. Metter's going to drive baseline. She stops, spins back out. Floater, no good. Kasher with the board. Up and back in. Alexis Kasher. Phenomenal.
Insane how she controls the offensive paint like she does.
Gives the Lady Lions a 3-point lead, 72-69. The crowd coming alive with chants of defense here in the Schaefer Center. 7 to shoot here for John Brown. They go down low to Stevens. Stevens spins, scoop layup, no good, but gets fouled by Metter in the process. And Stevens will go to the line here for 2 shots as she quiets the SAGU crowd.
And we're at the 2-minute warning.
Crunch time here in the Schaefer Center.
Every decision, everything is just under a microscope now with a game like this. And each team will be playing their hearts out with extreme focus.
First free throw is no good from Stevens, so that will keep the lead at 3 for the Lady Lions. That's a big miss.
That is a huge miss. And as she gets a little more seasoned in her playing career, these will not be as mentally tormenting as maybe that first shot was. You've got to learn how to breathe and control your breathing. When you're shooting free throws, how to be an excellent free throw shooter, especially in the clutch, is going to be acquiring the ability to know how to breathe, know how to slow your heart rate down, and get into your mechanical method that gives you that consistent type of shooting. And she'll learn that as she gets older in the game.
Coach Soderquist with the timeout leaves his squad with 1 left for the game. 72-70 lead here for the Lady Lions after Stevens goes 1 of 2 from the free throw line that trip. And SAGU, this far into the game, John, 0 bench points. All the scoring has been done by these starters. 4 starters in double digits for the Lady Lions.
And in fairness to that specific statistic, we haven't seen nearly the bench time.
They haven't played
in this second half. And they've done a great job on Lexi Rich. They let her go off in the first half with 22 points. But this second half, they have really put the clamps down, and Lexi's had a few open looks that she has not converted, but overall, JBU has done a great job on defense on specifically Lexi Rich.
Have gotten some clutch scoring, have the Lady Lions by Tamara Duro and especially Alexis Kasher. Not only scoring, but getting second chance opportunities on missed shots from Bama, and of course Sydney Metter having a very good second half. Lady Lions 2-point lead here. We are under 2 minutes to play. They go down low to Kasher. She loses it, gets tipped away, and John Brown comes up with a steal. Big turnover there for the Lady Lions, and John Brown has a chance to tie this game up. They go.
Remember Kasher, big play
Good
by
pass.
Stevens, but you got to remember Kasher's in foul trouble, and they've got her on the right defender, which is pulling her out of the paint play. But with play like that from Stevens.
Metter is going to line up a 3. That's no good. Rebounded by Martin. So now we are coming up on 1 minute left to play. John Brown and SAGU tied at 72 points apiece. They get it to Stevens. Stevens gets cut off. Metter.
Great defense by
Great
Metter.
defense by Metter. Stevens misses, and then a foul on the floor. Lexi Rich calling for a travel, and it definitely looked awkward down low.
Okay, here we go. Well, we didn't see it there.
Tough
but,
to see.
She jumped up into, and I think the ref said that her contact happened before the travel. Look at the feet. Yep, that was definitely, but the referee, I think, has a good argument there to say that happened after the contact.
First free throw is good from Stevens. That is also Lexi Rich's 4th foul. So now major foul trouble here for the Lady Lions, but Coach Phillips is sticking with her guns. All 5 starters remain in the game and nobody waiting at the scorer's table. Second free throw is good. 2 big free throws there by John Brown. Puts them up to 74-72. Under a minute to play. SAGU works it around. They get it to Metter. They get it to Lexi Rich, their premier scorer. She steps back, 3-ball on the way. Good! Lexi Rich! Huge 3-ball. Puts SAGU up 1, 75-74. 30 seconds left to play.
The pressure is on. Every player feeling it. And JBU sensing they could get a big win here
Corner
in the Schaefer
3.
Center.
No good, in and out. Glenn with the big rebound, gets fouled, and it will be SAGU ball. Fortunately for John Brown, they still have a couple of fouls to give. That was just their 3rd foul, and the 2nd on Jordan Martin, but a big rebound there by Kiera Glenn.
And JBU showing that they were going to go into a full court man-to-man pressure defense. Almost have to down 1, and this is where the experience, 23 years of coaching, or maybe even more, coaching JBU basketball, and Coach Soderquist, he's got to make some decisions. Do we foul now, and put them on the line and see if we can, get the ball back in our hands? There's several reasons you would do that. That you can control your own destiny there. Hopefully you get a miss. It's just 1-1 at this point. And if you get an early miss, then you're only down 1. If they make 1, get a miss, you're only down 2. They make both, you're down 3. You still get a good chance to come down with some time and maybe draw up a play, try to get a last-second shot.
So there you see the standings, SAGU at 8th, Langston 7th. So depending on the outcome, we could see maybe SAGU jump Langston in the standings, depending on tiebreakers, as Langston is currently losing to MacU at the half. So we'll keep a close eye on that and see if SAGU has to play the number 1 seed or the number 2 seed on the road. And both teams, tall task.
Oh, boy, oh boy. The number 1 team in the nation and the number 5 team in the nation.
And that number 5 team, as we mentioned earlier, just upset that number 1 team.
Yeah, they did. They're very, very good. And maybe a little home cooking.
Maybe a little bit.
To get that. But they're still very, very good. Number 5 in the nation, so I don't know how you can argue with that.
Coach Soderquist takes a timeout. He wants to discuss things.
And he's determining and drawing up this play. How much time do you want to let run off? 15 seconds, not a lot. I don't think you can play around with this. I think you got to go
right away.
Yep. Maybe even before the clock ticks off. A simple hold. You can't make it intentional, but the smothering defense and just create something.
They get it to Rich, and there's the foul. So that's not who you want to be on the foul line in Lexi Rich.
Yep.
But she will. She is fouled that time by Martin. No free throws yet for SAGU.
And so this is where you got to go. We needed 15 seconds on the clock, not 11 seconds on the clock.
Right.
And you foul. You do your best to hold and foul as soon as the inbounder gets the ball.
They get it down low to Rich, and Rich gets fouled. And that will put Lexi Rich on the free throw for 2 shots, as that is the 5th foul, and they are in the double bonus.
And now Coach Soderquist brings in the offensive unit. Got one of the top 5 best free throw shooters on the line. Great strategy and play drawing, schematically drawing up by Coach Phillips to make sure she got her go-to player, the ball in the hands of her go-to player in Lexi Rich. And Lexi's proven this year no moment's really too big for these types of shots.
And she hits the first of 2, giving SAGU a 2-point lead. 76-74, 11.2 left to go officially.
Definitely best case scenario for the Lady Lions.
And she misses the second. That's a big miss. So now 7 seconds left for John Brown. 3 seconds. Will they get a shot off? They will not, and that will do it. The Lady Lions come back in the 4th quarter and walk away with a victory here on senior night behind an incredible performance by their lone senior, Lexi Rich, with 32 points, as well as the record for all-time leading scorer in SAGU women's basketball history. What a game by Lexi Rich and these Lady Lions.
Yeah, and you just saw a good special moment there with Coach Soderquist of JBU, knowing how special this game is to the senior Lexi Rich and giving her some good encouraging words. That's what the NAIA is all about. It's about the character of these players. And you got a lot of great talent, but even better and more impressive character. And there you see the ring of prayer that happens after every game here at SAGU. And that's just a special, special moment.
And I am sure we will be hearing from Lexi Rich here in just a few minutes with
no doubt
our courtside reporter Riker Russell. So when they are ready, we will get it down to Lexi. I'm excited to see what she.
I think she told Riker before the game that I'm doing this.
Win or lose, I'm getting an interview.
I'm doing this.
So I'm excited.
We will oblige happily.
Who am I to say no to Lexi Rich after 32 points on senior night? Phenomenal game.
Or even a bigger thought, after 4 years of just amazing play, and you set the scoring record in this game, and just what a fantastic moment.
And we do have Lexi Rich live courtside with Riker Russell. Riker, down to you with the senior player of the game.
Thanks, Adam. Lexi Rich, what's it like scoring the last few points of the game to take the lead and win the game while all of it being on the last time you will play on your home court? Oh, I mean, my teammates put me in the position to score. They've had confidence in me every single day, every single second. They kept telling me, keep shooting it, and they gave me the ball and let me do something with it, so I appreciated it.
Tell us about your time being a Lion and your favorite basketball game.
Oh, I mean, it's just been an honor, a blessing. I have best friends. People are going to be in my wedding that were my teammates. It's been an honor, a huge blessing. Best game, probably last year when we beat Wayland on senior day, or the MACU buzzer beater when everybody stormed the court. So, super fun.
Thank you so much, Alexi, and on behalf of SAGU Sports Network, we're so proud of you. Back to you, Adam.
Thank you, Riker. Thank you, Lexi. What a career.
Oh, yeah, and like Coach Phillips said in the pregame interview, she is an incredible player, but looking past that, she is an incredible person.
Absolutely.
And we've gotten to know Lexi over her time here, and her smile is infectious, and her love for God and the things that she has grown in spiritually are evident in her life, and she portrays just a character on campus that models the exact idea of what you want from a SAGU student, and we're just super proud of Lexi. And we're about to go courtside with the senior festivities. This is senior day, and you'll see both Lexi Rich and the senior men come out for this ceremony.
Our first senior honoree is Kenton Williams. Kenton is an interdisciplinary studies major from Levelland, Texas. He is escorted by his mother and father, Tina and Donald Williams. Kenton is a 2-year letter winner at SAGU. Kenton has been a vital part of this year's successful season, has been selected to this year's NAIA All-Star Game in Kansas City next month. He plans to pursue a professional career in basketball as well and start a career in coaching when he graduates, and is excited about what God has planned for him in the future. Coach Dill says KT has been such a joy this year. Coming in as a transfer, it has seemed like he's been here all along. He is selfless and a true warrior on and off the court. Ladies and gentlemen, senior Kenton Williams. Our next senior is Terrence Hubby. Terrence is also an interdisciplinary studies major from Arlington, Texas. He's being escorted by his mother and father, Shockey and Terrence Hubby Sr., his grandmother, Barbara, and his girlfriend, Ashane. Excuse me if I said that wrong. Terrence is a 2-year letter winner at SAGU, and Coach Dill states, Terrence is the glue. Simply put, he's the guy that can bring people together from any background and make them feel at home and loved. His joy will be forever remembered and missed here at SAGU. After graduation, Terrence plans on becoming a sports agent for professional athletes, and Terrence says, being here at SAGU has given me the chance to grow and mature as a man in the eyes of God. Ladies and gentlemen, senior Terrence Hubby. Our next senior is Mitchell McMullen. Mitchell is also an interdisciplinary studies major from Schertz, Texas. He's being escorted by his mother and father, Jacqueline and Thomas McMullen, and his fiancée, Talia Angelo. Mitchell is a 2-year letter winner at SAGU, and Coach Dill states, Mitch is the guy who lights up every room he is in. He has poise that has been an invaluable piece of SAGU basketball program here, and his impact will be missed off and on the court. After graduation, Mitchell plans on going into coaching and impact lives daily. Mitch says, being a part of SAGU and this basketball program has been a huge blessing, and I am thankful for all of the memories I've made with my teammates and coaches. Ladies and gentlemen, senior Mitchell McMullen. Our next senior is Darren Sims. Darren is a business sports management major from Cedar Hill, or as he puts, Cedar Hood, Texas. He is escorted by his mother and father, the Angelique and Dwayne Sims. Darren is a 4-year letter winner at SAGU. Coach Dill states, DY has been a shining light on the SAGU campus in his 4 years and a very successful player on the basketball court. He will be someone who is always remembered and will be missed here at SAGU. After graduation, Darren plans to preach the good book, make music, and give back to his church and school at Trinity Christian. DY says this about his time at SAGU, quote, "The GOO. It was the best time of my life, then you broke my heart, then you started putting it back together. And you sent me a lot of great people to make it better. I will go hard for you until the wheels fall off. Love you, and P.S. Thanks for the nickname DY," end quote. Ladies and gentlemen, senior Darren Sanders. Our final senior for the men's basketball team is Darian Davis. Darian is a communications major with a coaching minor from Garland, Texas. He's being escorted by his mother, Lisa, his grandmother, Sandra, and his brothers, Dallas and Dash. Darian is a 4-year leader here at SAGU. And Coach Dill states, Darian has been the heartbeat of the SAGU basketball program all these years and the definition of a selfless person. He has consistently brought players together and played with extreme joy. From barking on the court to talking gibberish, Darian is truly one of a kind, end quote. After graduation, Darian looks to continue to play basketball professionally as well and use his communication skills to spread positive influence to build foundations, field houses, and schools where young student athletes can find their purpose. And Darian says this, quote, "My time at the GOO has taught me how to live with purpose. I have met so many wonderful people that have given me great insight and inspiration. I am blessed to call SAGU my home. The GOO has loved me, and after 4 special years, I can truly say that I love the GOO," end quote. Senior Darian Davis. Also, we'd like to this year recognize 2 senior cheerleaders. And our first senior is Ariel Vasquez. Ariel has been a part of the SAGU cheer team since 2016, and SAGU is very grateful for her dedication to the squad. She is a business management major, and we pray all the best for her in her next adventure. Ladies and gentlemen, let's thank Ariel. And our next senior cheerleader we're going to recognize is senior Maddie Code. Maddie has been a part of SAGU Cheer for 4 years and was captain for the last 2. Maddie has been an inspiration for SAGU, and we truly appreciate her. She is currently doing her student teaching in the Frisco-Plano area and plans to teach middle school. Congratulations, Maddie. Senior Maddie Code. And our final senior that we'd like to recognize today is our only senior for the women's basketball team. And now, let me introduce to you the now all-time scoring leader for SAGU women's basketball senior, Lexi Rich. Lexi from San Antonio, Texas, being escorted by her parents Wally and Valerie Rich, and also Matthew Williams. Lexi has had a prolific career for the Lady Lions. In her 4-year career, Lexi has amassed 1,773 points on our last script here prior to today's game. She set a single-season scoring record in her junior year with 629 points and was the fastest player in SAGU history to score 1,000 points. She has a career average of 15.6 points per game. This season alone, she has had 20 points or more in 10 different contests. Her career high of 42 points this year in her first game of the season against Texas A&M Texarkana. Lexi currently holds several NAIA rankings, including number 5 in free throw percentage, number 9 in three-pointers made, and number 11 in total scoring. During her time here at SAGU, she has been honored several times by the NAIA and the NCCAA, including 3-time NAIA and NCCAA All-American, 3-time Sooner Athletic Conference, 1st and 2nd team, 3-time NCCAA All-Region First Team, Sooner Athletic Conference Sportsmanship Award, multiple Sooner Athletic and NCCAA Player of the Week honors, as well as NAIA National Player of the Week 2 times in her career. She holds several SAGU records: most 3-pointers in a game, most points scored in a single season, most points scored in a single game, and now the all-time scoring leader at SAGU. And Lexi was also the homecoming queen this year. Coach Phillips says this, quote, "It would be impossible to list everything that Lexi has done for this program and this school. She has had a tremendous impact on every aspect of SAGU, and certainly on this program. Her legacy will be around for a long, long time. She's been a fantastic leader on and off the court, and there will be no replacing Lexi Rich at SAGU. She will be talked about for years to come, and her name will be with greatness here at SAGU. We are grateful for your sacrifice and commitment to this program and this school. You are what being a student athlete and leader is all about, and you will forever be important in my life. Thank you, Lexi, and thank you, Wally and Valerie, for allowing us to have your daughter the past 4 years. She is and will continue to be a blessing to all of us." Ladies and gentlemen, let's give it up again for senior Lexi Rich. We also want to thank our friends at Chick-fil-A who are giving some gifts today for our SAGU seniors, honoring them for their years here at SAGU. And also, one more time, let's give it up for all